Hello friends and welcome back for another episode of Indie Impressions. My name is Nick and today we're going to be checking out a game called Lexicopolis AB City by developer Vampire Walrus. And what we're going to get into with this one, it's a little bit like a fusion between something like Scribblenauts and SimCity and the old style SimCity, the kind that I really enjoyed, less so than the new style of SimCity. We're worried about like balancing our budget and setting up water mains and looking at everything but the actual buildings and setting up a floor plan and things. It's a really cool game and it's a really experimental game, and basically our resource in this case is we're going to be trying to mine letters by placing buildings on top of them, coming up with as creative a solution as possible. Now every game is going to be a little bit different, but of course you can build whatever buildings you want based on whatever letters you have available, so it is going to lend a little bit of replayability based on how you have your floor plan of the city structure going. Let's look at the instructions real quick before we get started on a game. Just below or beneath the surface lie valuable deposits of letters. In this town, buildings are constructed from the letters that make them up. Construct buildings by typing words like house, office, or park. This will deplete your store of letters. You can unearth letters by placing buildings and roads on top of them. Place buildings using the arrow keys and enter. Buildings must be placed adjacent to existing roads. Backspace will cancel placement. Alright, that all sounds simple enough. Buildings add value to your city according to the rarity of the letters used to build them. Exact duplicates of buildings you have already built are only worth half. Your goal is to construct the most valuable city possible. The red spaces containing numbers are multipliers. Buildings built above a 2 or 3 are worth double or triple their value, but buildings above a -1 are worth a negative value. Okay, that makes sense. Sort of like Scrabble, I guess. We'll add that into the mix. So Scribblenauts, Scrabble, and SimCity. The three S's. If there are fewer jobs than people, you will receive a bonus for constructing buildings that provide jobs, like offices and factories. If there are fewer people than jobs, you will receive a bonus for constructing residential buildings like houses and apartments. If there are fewer recreational activities than people, you will receive a bonus for constructing buildings for recreation and entertainment like parks, theaters, and restaurants. Alright, so let's get started. We will choose a large size because who making a city game does not pick the largest thing possible. Well, I mean, that's me anyway. So first things first, we have a town hall that we need to place somewhere. We have any of these choices. As long as it's adjacent to a road, it can be anywhere at all. So basically anywhere up and down these. Doesn't have to be in the center, although it does fit nicely. We would probably look for a position that would give us the biggest bonus to start, or perhaps even just a really nice set of letters that we might enjoy having the access to. You know, to be honest, the 3x multiplier right here seems pretty tempting to me. So we're going to set it up right in the center where, you know, it basically seemed like they were intending me to. At least that 3 made that pretty abundantly obvious. So now let's check at our keyboard at the bottom of the screen. This is what we have access to right now in terms of our letter bank. So there's some very simple ones that we can tend to start out with. Things like park, house, hall, even police works pretty well. And I'm just sort of looking through my letters here to see if I may have already picked a bad choice here, because none of these are seeming to jump out at me. I think I can actually... No, I can almost do a jail, but there's a missing letter there. Oh, here's one. We can do pond. Like an Amy pond. So let's make sure that the next things that we set up alongside are going to be letters that are going to greatly help us. So we'll probably look for a nice bank of vowels if possible, because we could always use more vowels. I mean, we've got an A and an E, but we're missing an I. We do have an O and U. So actually, we're actually not doing that bad on vowels. We just really need more of everything. Let's grab some, like, S's. If there's, like, some S's right around here, this seems like a good spot. So if you'll pardon the sloppy construction work, that extra road along the bottom there is actually going to help us just grab some more letters, but it's not really the most environmentally friendly solution, as I'm sure you've noticed. So what kind of things can we do now with this? We have an H, O, U, S, and E, so we can make it just a simple old house and drop this down wherever we like. This looks like an okay spot. I see we've got an R, a couple of A's, an E, even a few N's. So yeah, let's, oh, right, we got to be up against the road, so that's actually going to miss a couple things there. The roads get pretty windy, I'll be perfectly honest with you. They don't look great when you do that kind of thing, so I guess you're going to have to fine-tune however it is that you can come up with your building construction setup. And sometimes when I get sort of caught up for finding a good thing to write down, I can just sort of scan, like we're doing a crossword puzzle or something, just sort of scan my eyes through all of these various letters that make up the landscape and see if anything jumps out at me. Or, of course, I could just sort of look at the keyboard down at the bottom and see if there's anything that jumps to mind. Like, what would you like to create at this point? Probably, like, I think I can do a police station now. So, Police, Perfect. That just works. So eventually you get to a point where you have more letters than you even know what to do with, and essentially you just make whatever comes to mind. That's kind of where you want to be for the most part. And this city is real sloppy and real strange, so that's just kind of how it's going to start out, I suppose. What can I do now? What about, can I do museum? M-U-S-E... No, alright. What else can I do? I can't do a tower. That was the next thing that jumped to mind for some reason. How about, does hall work? Oh yeah, it does work, and it's huge. So that's pretty much perfect. Let's set it up right here. We'll grab all of those. It's another town hall. Maybe a little bit exploitive since it's kind of like a real easy thing to make. But our town is not very fun, as I'm sure you've noticed. We do have a Z and a couple of O's, so let's make a zoo. And it contributes substantially to the fun factor. We still have some more O's, so why don't we make a pool? Continue to make things a little bit better. Also, a park might be nice. Do we not? We don't have a park. We have a pond. And we'll put that right up alongside there. So all of a sudden, things are starting to come together a little bit. How about a fire station? Yeah, see, it gets awfully easy once you have plenty of letters to use. Just in case the zoo catches on fire or anything. Nobody would want that to happen, of course, but you never know. And now I think I can make apartment. Alright, that looks good. So you can kind of see what I was getting at when I mentioned scribble knots earlier. Wow, that's the ugliest setup of roads ever. What about a hospital? Alright, that works. Very many of the different places that you can come up with will work just fine, so you don't really have to worry too much about, big stretches for trying to come up with a concept of how you want to build the city. It can be pretty much whatever you want. So just a random tower with this gridlock of roads, and then, of course, the duck pond over here. I'm going to assume, for the sake of argument, that each one of these tiny little squares is actually a block. But then again, this single house sort of defies that principle. I just like to believe that there's more going on here than just roads. What about a mall? You always got to have a mall, right? Let's put that over here. And how about... Can I just put food? No, that's not a thing. What about... What else do we even need to do? Let's look at our settings up at the top here. What are our metrics looking like? So population's kind of low. Jobs are 79. Certainly way more jobs than people. So why don't we set up something that's going to bring some people in? How about wait, offices for jobs, but I kind of just want to type one in anyway. Oh, well, that's going to go on the -1. So it's a little bit less substantive, but, still gets the job done. I think that might be one of the only penalty blocks around. All right, this is another one over here, and another one at the bottom. So, there's not a ton in the way. The bigger stretch will be is if we can reach out to these, 3x ones and stuff like this. This is bringing me back a little bit to the old days of playing SimCity on the SNES, before I even had a Windows-based computer to really do much of anything with. You can actually make a fire, like a little fire pit that you can have people come hang out at. If you want to do, some fun campfire stuff. Maybe just a camp. Can you do a camp? Yeah, I can. Just like I said, anything you can think of. So this will be our camping district over here. We can make a mountain. But like I said earlier, I really kind of miss the days of just having fun with this kind of thing, where it's really simple, it's really kind of unpretentious, just simple fun. And I really like where this goes. And the fact that his letters as resources is an idea I've never really seen done before. If I type forest, oh wow, I can even make a forest here. That just adds more jobs, I suppose. It's nice to have some trees and greenery around, though. You can make a farm. You can make a rural agricultural side of our city, I suppose. We put it next to the forest, so that way things look nice. I could actually make a few farms if I really wanted to. Just make a bunch of houses now, I guess. And I think that'll raise our population a bunch. Make a little suburban district over here or something. It's nice once you don't have to worry about letters anymore. You just go nuts with it. There's no, water area, though. Otherwise, I'd make some kind of, a marina or something. Why don't we make an aquarium? Is that a possibility? Oh, it is a possibility. That's lovely. Oh, it's a silo with a fish on it. Can I just make a silo? Alright, that actually works just fine as well. Put that over here. Should be like our water tower, I guess. Or maybe I'll just make a water tower. How about that? Is that one word? I guess it is. Well, isn't that nice? How about Factory. I probably want to put, where's going to be our business district, our downtown? I guess that'll be over here. And population is at 43. So many jobs still. Really got to get something going with the population. Another apartment building probably would help. Yep, that certainly does. Oh, I'm out of T's. Alright, I guess I can't do another T then. How about a planetarium? Wait, there's a T in that. Wait, I think I have one? Yeah, we're good. Where is there... Oh, there's a couple of T's over here. And how about a college? You know, this is, like, really surprisingly fun. This is a really simple game with a premise that just about everybody could probably relate to. If you can think of buildings, you're pretty much going to be good to go. But you just type town. What happens then? Nothing. Alright, doesn't take that. There's, like, a handful of buildings that I've tried to create that it wasn't able to recognize. I think penthouse was one of them. Yeah, it doesn't have a penthouse, but I guess that's kind of reasonable, because that's more like a sub-feature of a skyscraper. So let's see if I can just make a skyscraper. I'm having moments harkening back to when I was doing my Scribblenauts Unlimited Let's Play of trying to talk and type at the same time. Surprisingly more difficult than you would expect sometimes. Alright, so we do have a skyscraper. I kind of put it in the wrong section of the city right now, but... you know, like, it's not like I can knock it down and move it, so I could just make another one later. There we go. Put that over here. It's going to land it on the -1, though. There was some really nice music playing for a moment, but it seems to have gone away again. It needs to come and go. How about a toy store? Can I make that? I can, actually. Nice. Put the toy store over by the suburban land, and they can have easy access to all the toys. What else? What else? What else? How about a cafe? Oh, yeah, I can do that, too. Surprisingly larger than I expected it to be. Put it right across from the planetarium, so you can go look at the stars and then go get some coffee or something afterward. Maybe a deli? I can make a deli, too. I mean, there's a pretty diverse set of buildings that I've created in this little experiment, and I wasn't really planning on, like, winning or anything, but I guess really the goal would just be expand to all of the borders, fit things together as tightly as you can, and just try and come up with the best solution to make the most money. So, you know, I think for what it is, a really fun game. Maybe if it had a little bit more structure, it might be beneficial. I could see achievements being a really great way to motivate people to try and do certain things or have certain experiments. I could even see doing challenges where maybe you supply a board with specific limited space with certain letters on it, and you try and come up with the most profitable situation for that particular board. So there's quite a few different directions that I could see this one going in, and I think is a very, very cool idea. So definitely recommend you go try it out. You can play it either for free on your browser, or if you want to download the client, that's fine too. Either way works. So let me know what you think of this, and please do chime in the comments. I'd love to hear what you think about this kind of an idea, whether or not you had fun with it. If you made any particularly fantastic buildings that I should know about would also be pretty cool. So yeah, feel free to let me know what you think in general in the comments, and please do come back again tomorrow. Links for everything are going to be in the description if you want to go download the game, like I said. But you can also check out my social media links too if you want to find out more about me and the series. We are very, very near the 700 mark. I think this is actually 698 if I remember correctly, so a couple more days, and we will be at that 700 mark. So thank you, as always, for all your support and for watching, and please do leave some support for the video if you did enjoy it. Likes are always appreciated, but, you know, just if you think I deserve them. And I will be back again tomorrow, so thank you, everybody, so much for watching, and have a lovely night. Talk to you later.